So I'm on page 4, number 33. I'm on page 4, number 33. What would you like me to do first? Distribute. When I distribute, I get 3x. And let me make my pencil a little smaller. 3x plus 6. I keep my less than signs. I keep my numbers on the sides. And I move to my next step. Now what would you like me to do? I'm going to move the positive 6 by subtracting 6. When I do that, I do it to all sides. So I do it to the 15 and to the 12. I do it to all sides. So the 6's cancel. What's negative 12 minus 6? What's 15 minus 6? Now what? Divide 3, not to both sides, but to all sides.
Wait, are you supposed to make negative 18?
No, because we want to keep all 3 sides. So they gave us 3 sides, we're going to keep all 3 sides. So we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3. Negative 18 divided by 3 gives me? Negative 6. X. 9 divided by 3? Do I need to flip my signs here? We're a little confused. You do not need to flip your signs here. You only flip your signs if you divide by a negative. The negative was already there on the left-hand side. You did not divide by a negative. You did not go and change the sign, so you do not go and change your less than greater than.
Wait, isn't it if it's like negative 3x?
Yes. Yeah, so if the negative was hanging out with the x and you divided by the negative, then you would flip the sign. So, this kind of reads that x is in between negative 6 and 3. Negative 6 goes on the left-hand side. 3 goes on the right-hand side. You don't need to be perfect and exact. You don't need to go and give me all the little slash marks in between. Does negative 6 get an open dot or a closed dot? Does 3 get an open dot or a closed dot? Okay. Normally we do things based off of the way the arrows point. However, this one is special because x is in between negative 6 and 3. So we're going to draw our line in between negative 6 and 3. Which means our interval notation is different than what we normally do. We normally put an infinity in our interval notation. However, they gave us both numbers this time. What'd they give us? Does the negative 6 get a parenthesis or a bracket? Does the 3 get a parenthesis or a bracket? Okay. Keeping in mind you are being recorded. Do you have a question for me now?
So is it, if that's in between that, we don't put an infinity sign?
Right. So infinities happen when it points all the way left or all the way right. And in this case, it didn't do that. It went in between two numbers. Anyone else? What do I do first? Very scary. First, I'm going to get all of my x's together. First, I'm going to get all of my x's together. Mm-hmm. Give me a second. I don't think you have anything this hard on your test. So I might be just checking this off for us. I don't think we need to do something this hard. We do not. Let's cross that one off. That was gross. You do have something like 34. What would you like me to do?
Add -2 and 4.
Trying to get n by itself. Subtract 4 from all sides. Love it. We've started to switch our vocabulary from both to all. When I do, -2 minus 4 gives me now what?
Divide n on both sides.
I'm all done. My n's all by itself. I'm all done. What does this say? The n is in between what? In between -6 and -2. Do we need to be perfect with our dashes? Not perfect. Just making sure that the -6 is on the left-hand side, the -2 is on the right-hand side. Does the -6 get an open dot or a closed dot? Does the -2 get an open dot or a closed dot? What? Why? Yeah, straight line equals signs. Do I put arrows pointing in different directions? Do I put both arrows pointing to the left?
Yes.
No. Why not? Because this one's special. It is an in-between graph. So it draws a line in between.
So if there was no n in the middle, these would go like here.
If there was no n in the middle, we would get
Oh, this way.
different. It would be weirdo scenario, right?
Okay.
Because we need that in there in some way, shape, or form.
So if it was like right here, then we would have to keep dividing. Like we would have to divide 6 and 2. It was like
Mhm.
okay.
Interval notation. What's going on here? What are my numbers? Are there infinities here? Why not? They gave you both the numbers. There are no arrows pointing in different directions because it's in between. We're going to put just the one thing, just the two numbers, just what they gave us. Does the -6 get a parenthesis or a bracket? Does the -2 get a parenthesis or a bracket? How do you know? Because they equaled. Because those were solid dots. 36. What would you like me to do? Multiply 2 on all sides. When I do that, my 2 with my x cancels. My 2 times my -3 gives me
6.
-6. My 2 times my 1 gives me?
2.
Do I need to do anything else? How do you know? Because the x is alone. Am I going to get infinities here? Am I going to point arrows around or not? Why not? because the x is in the middle. It is in between. What goes on the left-hand side? What goes on the right-hand side? -6 gets a? 2 gets a? Where do I put my arrows or my line? My line is in the middle. Is -6 a parenthesis or a bracket? Bracket. It is a straight line equal sign. It's got a closed dot. Is the 2 a parenthesis or a bracket? Why do I not get infinities? Because they gave me both of the numbers. The arrows did not point in different directions. In order to be admitted for a certain ride at an amusement park, a child must be at least 36 inches tall and less than 48 inches tall. First, determine a variable and write a graph of an inequality. What variable do you like? X. X can stand for anything. What does it stand for in this case? The height. I'll take another answer. Height is correct. I'll take inches. Your choice. Height or inches, both work. The inequality here. At least. At least. Does that mean bigger or smaller? Okay. At least. At least means you must be bigger. I know that's a weird one. You must be at least 36 inches tall. You must at the smallest be that, so you must be bigger. Most, it would be small. And less than 48 inches tall. Does that mean they want you to be bigger than 48 inches or smaller than 48 inches? Does bigger create a less than sign or a greater than sign? If I say at least, are you allowed to equal that? Yes. So I get x must be greater than or equal to what number? 36. But I also get something else. And it must be less than or equal to 48. Because smaller means less than. And, oh, does it get to equal 48? No, it does not. So it does not get an equal sign there. Let's put this on our graph. 36. Does it get an open dot or a closed dot? 36. Does it point to the left or to the right? 48. Does it go to the left of 36 or to the right of 36? Right, because it's big. 48. Does it get an open dot or a closed dot? 48, does it point left or right? When I get two arrows going towards each other, what happens? They connect. They draw together. Get a line in between. So, I can either put an and right here, or you can rewrite this as x is in between 48 and 36.